Hello and welcome to our Learn It YouTube channel. My name is Kara Clifford. I am an instructor with Learn It and always delighted to join those of you on YouTube to discuss some awesome features in different Microsoft or Google applications for end users. Today we're going to be talking about creating surveys using Excel Online. And I want to show you how great it is that without even paying for a subscription, you can get access to the online versions of Excel, Word, PowerPoint, but also be able to create useful surveys and have that data tracked automatically in Excel Online. So we're going to do that together. Now, you will need an account to be able to do this through Outlook.com. I had a Hotmail account years ago and I was able to pull it up, and with that old Hotmail account I was able to access the Office 365 online features. So this is a really great opportunity for anyone that already has a Hotmail account, an Outlook account, or Xbox Live. Now, for those of you that do not have a free Microsoft email account, you can get one anytime, and I'll show you how to quickly do that. So I'm going to go ahead and move over to my browser. And here I'm going to navigate to the URL outlook.com. Now, when navigating to outlook.com, you'll be brought to a sign-in page. Now, many people have Office 365 accounts through their employers or through a personal subscription, but you don't need to actually pay for anything. Now, if I want to create a free account, I simply go down to the bottom here and choose Create One. And it'll give you the information to enter your name, your password, where you're located, and a few other questions. Now, once that account is created, you'll then be able to sign in, and that's what I'm going to do now with my personal hotmail.com account. So this is an email account that I don't use very frequently, but it does come in handy, specifically when I want to access the online features of Microsoft Office, including Onedrive. Now, for those of you that have had a Gmail account, this is very similar to the Google Docs, the Google Spreadsheet, but this is Microsoft's version. From the waffle in the top left corner, after accessing my mail account, you'll see that I have a number of options. I can go into OneDrive, which is free cloud storage. In fact, you get up to, 15 gigabytes of storage. I can also access any of the online Office features like Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. And if I'm interested in actually accessing an Office 365 subscription, for home, you can get it for about $10 a month, and this will give you the new version of 2016 and so on. But let's go ahead and see how to create a survey using the online version of Excel. Now, from the OneDrive section, I can create a survey directly by selecting New and going to Excel Survey. But I can also do this by going into the Excel web app. Now, when you access the Excel online version, you'll be given a number of templates to use. It'll show you any recent documents that you've created. But I'm going to go ahead and use a new blank workbook. Once in the new blank workbook, you'll see that it defaults to Book 1. Now, I can select that and rename this file. And I'm going to call it Excel Survey. Now, all I've done up until this point is name the workbook. I still need to create my survey. When creating a survey, you'll want to have an idea of what you're looking to find out. But one of the big benefits of using this feature is that you can collect data without having to do all of the data entry yourself. As we create this survey, it's going to populate the results of the survey in this Excel spreadsheet that we're using, giving me a very useful workbook full of information that I can use to determine a number of different things. So back in my Excel spreadsheet, you'll notice here on the Home tab of the ribbon that I have a survey button right in the center. I'm going to go ahead and select that and choose New Survey. This is going to open up my survey options, and here I can enter a title for my survey. Now I can name it the same as what I called the workbook, or I can give it a separate name, and I can even add a description of this survey, like what it's for, what additional information people completing it may want to know. When I click down into the area to enter my first question, you'll notice that a setting icon appears in the top right corner. This is where I'll edit my question, including adding the question, a subtitle, and what kind of response I'm suggesting. For this first question, I'm going to simply ask, what is your first name? Now, as I type in that information, I have the choice to add a subtitle. I'm going to leave that blank for now, and I'm going to say that the response type is text, but notice that I get a number of other options. If I wanted to give the people filling out the survey more room, I would use a paragraph. I could also choose a number, date, time, a yes, no, or even giving them multiple choice options. Now, I want to be sure that people enter their name into this survey, so I'm going to place a check mark next to required, and I will not be putting in a default answer. I'll go ahead and say done, and here I can see my first question has been finished. I'll add a second question. Make it required, say done. Add a third question. Again, making it required and saying done. So your surveys can be as long as you need them to be. But again, every time we create a question, what's going to happen is it's going to build a table in Excel. In each one of these questions will be the heading. So if I'm trying to collect information on people visiting a site or people that want to interact with some of my information, I can use these first few questions to collect that. Then I can give them choices, I can give them the option to insert dates, whatever additional information I want to collect. For now though, I'm going to go ahead and stop right here, and I'm going to go ahead and save and view this survey. Now, you'll notice in the background in the Excel workbook, here that it's created a table. And then in the front, I have my actual survey. Now at the bottom, I can go back to edit it. It brings me right back to edit mode, or I can go back to my save and view. But either way, I have a nice form that was generated really quickly. And as I complete this survey, we'll see how it populates my spreadsheet. From the bottom right corner, I can now share this survey. And what's going to happen is it's going to create a link. It generates a link that I can then share in an email. I can send through Skype for Business. I can also remove the link. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back to my Excel spreadsheet. And as you can see here, when I select the survey button, I have a number of options for viewing the survey, editing it, deleting it, or sharing it. Again, I'm going to select share. I'm going to take this link that it created. Using keyboard shortcut Control-C, I'll copy it, and then I'll paste it into a new window. This is exactly what anyone going to complete my survey will see. I'm going to fill the survey out using my information. And then submit my response, and it gives me a nice little thank you and a link to create any additional surveys. Now, as I move back to my spreadsheet, again, I just had this on another tab, you can see that automatically that information was populated in this Excel workbook. It's populating it and putting it into a table format where I can quickly filter by any of my values, I can sort. But here I've collected data, including first and last name, email address, and I can share this with everyone in a group that I want to track. And this is a really great way with no fees to add information to an Excel spreadsheet. So whether you want to use this to collect data from a group of people, whether you want to poll a group to find out what they think about a specific subject, building surveys in Excel Online is extremely simple. And if you have a free Microsoft account through Outlook, Hotmail, or Xbox Live, you automatically get access to all this information. The creating of the survey is simple simply by opening up Excel Online, choosing the survey button, and then creating your survey. Once you've created the survey, you can easily go back to edit it to add in additional questions. And you'll see here I add the how old are you, and I can quickly add that new question. This time I'll make it a number that people respond at. I can choose a type of format for that number, but I'll make this required as well and say done. As I do that, I save my survey, and it adds that additional column of how old are you to my table. To share my survey, I simply select the Share Survey button. It generates a link, and I can send this out via email, placing it in a document, putting it on a website, or anywhere else that people will be able to will need to fill out this information. So thank you for joining me as I showed you some of these great new features in the Excel Online version through the free subscription of Office 365 through Outlook.com. For those of you that have an Office 365 subscription through your employer, you also have these features. So anyone with access to the online Office 365 portal will be able to create surveys in Excel. I highly recommend subscribing to our channel for more information. My name is Kara Clifford, and I highly recommend checking out the learnit.com website for great information on classes, as well as subscribing to this YouTube channel for more free e-learning. Have a great day, and stay tuned for more coming soon.